Hello, you're watching Campus France Live. Thanks a lot to be there with us to discover a new school and to talk about higher education in France. If you want to study in France, you're at the right place. We're going to talk about Rennes School of Business and its Bachelor in Management. To talk about the program, I'm very pleased to welcome Noémie. Desprez. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks a lot to be there with us. So you're the program director of the Bachelor in Management, and we're also with Zaynab Echbel. Hello.
Hello.
You're a student of the Bachelor in Management program. If you want to know more about the school, the program, and maybe to join it, stay with us and begin to ask all the questions that you have. First of all, Noémie, can you introduce yourself in a few words?
In a few words, I've been working for the school for 10 years and I'm the Bachelor Management Program Director now. And I also teach negotiation, marketing, product management to the Bachelor students, in fact, the students that I adore.
And you, Zaynab, can you tell us a few words about you? Where are you from and why did you decide to choose the Rennes School of Business?
So my name is Zaynab. I'm a Moroccan student from Casablanca, and I study at Rennes School of Business. More specifically, I'm a first-year bachelor student in the Bachelor of Management program. I decided to come study at RSB for many different reasons. So the first one being its accreditation, so it's triple accredited. The second reason being its reputation, the fact that it's ranked the second bachelor amongst French bachelors, as well as its international aspect.
So that's a lot of good information, because I am going to ask you, Noémie, to introduce the Rennes School of Business, but we have already a lot of information thanks to you, Zaynab.
Yes, so Rennes School of Business was created in 1990 and it emphasized its positioning on a very strong international dimension. That was the real point of difference. And it's still very prominent today. We have members of the faculty, most of them, I would say 8 to 9 out of 10 of our permanent faculty are foreign nationality. Another important figure is the number of international students that we have. Actually, half of the students in the bachelor program in the third year, more than half, are international. So there is a real multicultural context in the school. We have over 70 or 80 nationalities represented on the school, on the premises in Rennes campus and also in the Parisian campus, because of course since the 1990s the school has evolved significantly. We have, a number of students which has raised from 1,200 to 5,000 now today. We also have, received the full recognition of international accreditation bodies, national also institutions, which, testimony of the excellence of our programs offered on the campuses in Rennes and in Paris.
Two campuses, but before that, let's watch a little video to discover the school, and we will be back just after that. So that's a very, very intense school. Inside Rennes School of Business, what is the bachelor program? How long does it last and what do we study concretely inside?
Okay, so the bachelor program in the school is the only undergraduate program, actually. It was launched 15 years ago, and as Zaynab said a few minutes ago, it is, and we're really happy. We just received the information last week from one of the most renowned rankings in France, Le Parisien étudiant. The Bachelor in Management of Rennes School of Business is the second best in France, and that's the third year, in a row that it actually happened. So this program, it has some features. The main features would be the international orientation. Courses can be followed fully in English as the first year. It's a 3-year program. Okay, a 3-year program. You can start as of the first year, fully in English, if you want. Students can start the first year. If they wish, they can enter the first year or the second year or the third year, by the way. The third year will be fully in English also for all the cohort. I would say that a third of our students are on the English track. And Zaynab, are you on the French or the English track? You're in the
I'm in
English track. Yeah. So you're part of the students who decide to follow this track fully in English. So the international dimension is illustrated here by this possibility, also by the fact that our students have this obligation to study abroad for a semester, 2 semesters or 4 years, therefore. And this is an amazing opportunity for them to reveal themselves really to themselves. And of course, all the group works that they have to carry out with international students is key. Another feature is the practical orientation. Students will have in-company trainings. As I said, this program lasts 3 years, and each year is punctuated by an internship. So they have up to, a minimum, I would say, of 32 weeks of internships, but up to 72 weeks actually, if they can and if they want. So that's another strong feature. And of course, it's a very hands-on program. They have a lot of challenges. They have a lot of group works. The first year actually is dedicated at setting up a business. It's a year-long project. So very important feature. And the last feature I would say is the choice of specializations that the students have, which not only would prepare them to be fully operational as soon as they graduate in marketing, in finance or in supply chain, but also prepares them to the pursuit of their studies as they do. So all in all, we have this pedagogical project, which mission is to allow all our future graduates really to have all the assets and tools, to be fully operational when they graduate, whilst making a positive impact on the world surrounding them.
Zaynab, as an international student, I imagine that you had the opportunity to study in many, many countries and you had to make a choice. Why did you decide to study in France, but in an international program, 100% in English? Why is it interesting for you, in your opinion, better than going to the UK or the US to study fully in English? Why France?
So a big driver of my choice was the fact that the French system is a really good educational system and is quite close to our educational system in Morocco. Another reason is that France is very culturally diverse, and I really thrive in multicultural environments. So that kind of helped me make the choice to come and study here.
That's really interesting. And we're going to talk about the teaching method. You were talking, Noémie, about practical orientation. How does it work starting from the first year? Is it more theoretical, practical? Do you have companies that propose maybe challenges or stuff like that? How is the pedagogy of the Bachelor in Management?
Well, the modalities, the pedagogical modalities are very, very numerous. The first day, and Zaynab, you can testify, the first day the students actually have to discover their territory, the city of Rennes, or if and when we'll open the Bachelor next year, actually in Paris, the city of Paris. And for 2 days, they observe their territory. They question, and interview the citizens, and they come up with concrete solutions that will make their city more sustainable. So it starts, as of day one, with these very practical, but still, structured in a very rigorous approach to come up with concrete solutions. But then, of course, first year is creating a business plan. The second year is dedicating to supporting a cause. So for a semester, our students will work for a non-for-profit organization and carry out a certain number of projects for them. And then again, we have a variety of other pedagogical means, conferences, flipped classrooms where the students actually teach to their peers, peer-to-peer evaluations. I mean, yeah, anything that really will enhance the learning experience.
As you said earlier, there are two campuses, the famous one, Rennes, for Rennes School of Business, but you're opening the Bachelor in Management in 2024, in September, also in Paris. Is it going to be the same program, the same classes, or do you have slight differences between what you study in Rennes and what you study in Paris?
It will be absolutely similar. Okay, what we are offering to our students in Rennes will be duplicated in Paris. Our professors will be able to come to Paris and to transmit, you know, their passion for this program also to our new students in Paris. Yes.
Maybe Zaynab, you can tell us a few words about the classes that you're following as a first-year student. What are the different courses that you have?
So we have many different courses that range from accounting, marketing. We also have communication classes, strategy classes. There's many. We also follow language courses as well. The classes are kind of small. They're relatively small. So I think that kind of facilitates the kind of engagement of students and the interaction between them and their respective professors.
And from all the different subjects that you're following, which one is your favorite? And you have one of your teachers just next to you. Be careful.
I would say my favorite subject, it has got to be accounting, because in high school I did get the opportunity to follow an accounting course, and so I'm really happy that I get the chance to study it here. I also really like the professor, and I like how the class is overall.
You're the teacher of accounting, or? Okay.
The professor, and it's true, he's an amazing prof. But we have, and that is also, you know, part of the success of the Bachelor, we have a pool of professors which are really loyal and dedicated to the Bachelor. They love the students, and that's also why it works well.
And how does it work during the 3 years? Is there a period where they are learning a lot of different subjects and then they specialize? How does it work concretely?
Absolutely. So the first 2 years are dedicated to providing solid, you know, I would say robust grounding in management subjects. So they follow all the subjects that Zaynab was listing: marketing, you know, finance, etc. So this is for the students to, you know, cover all the fundamentals. And in the third year is the time for the students to choose the specialization they want to follow, whether in digital marketing, in finance, or in supply chain. They will go abroad, our students also, so they can follow the same courses abroad. If they decide to follow finance specialization, they will choose among a selection of, I would say we have 350 partnerships abroad, among a selection of these, the universities that will provide them with finance courses. We have a fourth specialization. It's
Innovative business management.
Exactly, and it's in the work study format. So this is
to explain, maybe it's really well known in France. I don't know if in the other countries it's something interesting. It's the opportunity to study at school, but also to work as a professional and to be divided between the school and a company.
Absolutely, and actually the company will fund the studies. Okay, so the students will work in a company from Monday to Wednesday, and on the Thursday and the Friday they will follow the same program that the other students will follow, but within 2 days. So it's very demanding, but it's very practical, and it actually, you know, nurtures this practical orientation that we want to give to the Bachelor program.
And it's possible for the international student to follow this work and study program?
It is possible. Students have to, it's easier if students enter the first year of the Bachelor program, so they get to know also the professional network, the companies, and they understand also how they can, you know, attract companies and convince them to select them for this project. On the third year, it is also possible.
Let's talk now about the admission process, because that's the question, how to get into Rennes School of Business for the Bachelor in Management. And if you have questions about the school, about the Bachelor, don't hesitate to ask them directly on the different chat sections. What are the different steps, Noémie Desprez, to apply? What is the process to apply?
So it starts in September of the year that precedes the intake, and ends in end of June, beginning of July, I would say. And students have to apply on a specific platform with a resume and with a, pieces of information related to their academic, prior academic achievements. And then they have an interview with myself or with my team. And that's about it. I think that the students have to have a certain level of French or English, depending on which track, the students want to enter, in English track or in the classic track. And students, if they want to enter the first year, need to have a high school certificate. And for the second year, entry for the second or the third year, students have to have, followed some courses in management, a certain amount, I would say half of the teaching hours. Yeah.
You were talking about an interview with you or your team. What is this interview about? Are you asking theoretical questions, or are you asking them to solve some mathematical problems, or is it more focused on who they are and what they want to do?
Yeah, we want to know who they are.
So no math.
No maths. We want to know who they are. We want to know if, what their potential is. We want to know if they adhere to the school's values.
How did it go for you, Zaynab? How was your application process, and what would be your advice for the people watching us today?
I think overall the admission process went pretty smoothly. So me and my parents also were very well assisted throughout the process. And we did not face any issues. I think it's a pretty simple process to follow. And
so the advice is to follow the different steps?
Yes.
And how did you prepare for the interview?
I tried to be as spontaneous as possible. I mean, the goal of the interview is to kind of know the students, their core values and who they are. So I think being spontaneous is the key.
Let's talk more about the student life with you to begin, Zaynab. How is it like to be a student at Rennes School of Business? How would you describe your experience?
I would say it's really fun. There's many associations you can be part of. There's clubs. There's a lot of student events. I think it's overall pretty fun. You can also join sport clubs, volunteering clubs. There's a wide range of those.
You're part of one of the associations? Which one?
I am a part of Terenco, which is an association that caters towards the environment.
Okay, that's something important for you to give your time for the environment. That's something that you want to do after graduating, maybe, or not at all?
Thinking of maybe applying for CSR positions, but I'm still unsure.
And you still have time before deciding what you're going to do. Noémie, that's really important, the life during the classes, but the life after the classes, because it's the moment you can discover yourself, discover what you want to do after. And it's a good way to integrate to people, to learn to work with people in association. That's what you're giving to students as opportunities at Rennes School of Business.
Yes, well, we have 24 associations, as Zaynab was saying, and we really try to get our students engaged in these associations. There are a lot of events they can participate to. That is for sure. I don't know everything that happens in the associations for the students in their life, but I would say that as of the second year, they have an increasing number of opportunities. Zaynab is quite an exceptional student, I would say, and I'm really happy that she can actually get involved and engage in an association. But it's true that some students need to first settle, in the program, and as of the second year, yes, they can engage super actively in these associations that promote, gastronomy, promote, as you said, humanitarian causes, a lot inclusion, diversity, sports, a lot of things. There is an association in the first year, which is and actually two dedicated to student life for the bachelor students, and it's called the Bureau de la Vie étudiante, so like the student life bureau, and they organize a lot of events that create the sense, of belonging to a cohort.
And do you offer housing on campus in Rennes or in Paris? Is it possible?
We are creating a residence for students. It will open in September 2025. In the meantime, we have a team dedicated to guiding our students in looking for accommodations, helping them, in their search, selecting certain accommodations in certain areas, whether in Rennes or in Paris, and also maybe helping them with all the administrative, steps that they have to go through for social security, for some, also some kind of authorizations that they would require. So yeah, there is a team dedicating to supporting just not only on housing, but on all the rest, on the daily tasks they have to complete when they arrive, yes.
How much does it cost to study at Rennes School of Business?
9,900 euros per year.
And you have helped to help international students to pay for their fees?
So there are different ways of funding these fees. The first one being the partnerships that we have with some banks, which are located very close to the school, actually. And they know our students, they know their potential. And so they can provide them with some facilities, really, if they have to come up with a loan. Student can also provide some guarantees, in fact, for the students to get these loans. The school will also give some grants amounting up to 5,000 euros for those who have demonstrated, I would say, some academic achievements and some, I would say that's what we can offer. And also some students can participate in promoting the school, in promoting the programs, and they have also some kind of reduction on their fees. So there are different means for the students to have some financial helps.
The last part of this live station is all the questions regarding the professional world and the professional integration. You already talked a little bit about the internship, but can you clarify? You have different opportunities to conduct internships.
The students have a compulsory internship at the end of each of their year that they follow at Rennes SB. Each year is punctuated by an internship. And they can also, so it amounts for a minimum number of 32 weeks. They can also follow the third years, as we said, in work study and learn at the same time as they are in class.
And you have a network of partner companies to help them find opportunities?
Absolutely. We work with companies who are very much available, actually, to our students, who recurrently will hire our students either throughout, internship periods or as soon as they graduate, or for also these work-study contracts, by the way. And just the figure, since September 2023, we have received 1,800 job offers from our partner companies, our network of partner companies. And they participate to corporate events and they participate to coaching sessions. This is how available they are.
And there is a career center to help them professional themselves, because they are coming from high school. If they come directly in first year, they don't have the professional codes. They don't know how to do a resume, even if they already have had to make one for the application. And how do you help them to get to the professional world?
We have a certain number of, I would say, schemes. Okay, The first one being, of course, the human resources in a school, a team dedicated to advising our students. They're called the career advisors. We have a person actually who is dedicated to supporting our international students. Define their professional project, get to know who they are. They can. This person offers, in fact, face-to-face individual coaching sessions, or at the cohort level. So it is possible, and the objectives would be to maybe have a look at a resume, check it out, check the search strategy of the student. That's one aspect. We also have career events, of course, which are organized 5 to 6 times every year. It's a full day. Companies will come to the school, to the premises, Rennes and Paris. And this is the great opportunity for the students to network, also to have job interviews, to better understand sectors, to discover functions. This is another great opportunity for the students. These career events, corporate days, we call them. And we have also digital tools which are made available to our students. My CV Factory, for instance, is a platform that students can use and submit a resume for them to have, immediate feedback and adjust it. We also encourage our students to use My Job Glasses platform, and I think you're in the middle of it at the moment, Zaynab. You have to get in touch with professionals in different sectors, different functions. It's an amazing, actually, network of 30,000 professionals who have just, are waiting for students to call them and to talk about their job.
Because Zaynab, you are looking for a professional experience in the few months, weeks?
Yes.
An internship?
Yes.
And do you already know in which field, in which kind of company?
I got an internship.
Oh, where?
At L'Oréal in Morocco.
Okay, that's cool. And what are you going to do?
It would be kind of like a discovery internship. So I'll just kind of
follow the different services to know what you want to do. But that's cool. And how did you have the opportunity? Was it your personal network, or did you have the help from the school?
So it was my personal network, but I also carried a few interviews on the platform that we use, which is My Job Glasses. And I think if I hadn't had my internship already, I could easily find one through these interviews. Most of the professionals are very, very, very nice. They're willing to help.
So that's one part of the professional world, the internship, but there is also what they do after graduating. So it's possible to keep on studying or to get to the professional world. How is it for your students after the Bachelor?
So I would say that 85% of our students pursue their studies at a master level. The specializations that we offer actually are a great launch pads for master specializations. They're very, very well prepared, but for those who enter the market, the job market, they do so actually very quickly. I would say that 75% of our graduates enter within the first month after they graduate. More than half have a job before they graduate. Okay. And the typical kind of position that they would hold would be product management assistant, accountancy management assistant, sales forecaster, buying assistant, buying assistant, just a few examples
of opportunities. And they can also create a company, a business if they want. You can help them to do that.
Yes, and we are also very proud to say that the rate, I would say, of entrepreneurs coming out of Rennes School of Business, it's more than 6%, is the highest, in fact, in France, coming out of business schools. And why so? I would say that, first of all, the business plan is will trigger that I would say that expectation or that objective among our students. And we also have an amazing program which is called Inner Start. It's an incubator. We have 30 workshops that are organized and provided to the students who will want to develop a new business model startup. So we have this scheme there. And in fact, I would say that a fair share of bachelor students in the school, an important amount of bachelor students is represented, participate actively in this incubator. So yes, it is possible to set up a business.
Zaynab, to conclude, what would be your last advice for the people watching us today who want to join Rennes School of Business? What would you advise them to do?
So I have mainly two pieces of advice. The first one is to take advantage of the network of the school, attend the multiple events that they organize, such as alumni days, corporate days, and also just guest meetings. The second piece of advice would be to keep an open mind. On campus, there's many different nationalities, different people from different backgrounds, and so that could be the perfect opportunity to build an international network.
And you, Noémie, what would be your last advice for the people watching us today?
I would say be curious, play an active role, in your studies. You are also co-creators of the value you want to get from that learning experience. So just go for it.
And apply.
And apply, of course.
And if you want to apply and to know more about the school, don't hesitate to visit the website of Rennes School of Business. Thanks a lot, Noémie and Zaynab, for having been with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having watched us. See you soon. Campus France Live.